Hey, greetings and welcome to the channel. It's been a long time since we've posted a video, but now we want to start up again and hopefully we start up strong. So thanks for visiting. Please like, share, and subscribe, and most importantly, reach out to us in the comments for any help, tips, or suggestions. So today we're going to be looking at creating your own custom Karma launcher. Now for those of you who use Angular, you're familiar that in the initialization of a project, you have Jasmine, right, as your actual unit testing framework. You have Karma, which display your unit test results in the browser. Now, say for example, as we have here, all we have is Microsoft Edge. We don't have Chrome in your unusual use case. Or say you want to use any browser whatsoever, different from the custom browsers that Karma or Angular provides, right? This is how you go ahead and create your own custom Karma launcher, right? So basically what we have here is the builder pattern, right? And there's dependency injection and the builder pattern. It basically means all the options that you need, you have to add them one by one, right? Here what we have method overriding, right? You're going to see this when you want to go ahead and create your own custom launcher, right? Here we have the Edge browser, right? But for our options, right, the options, the command line options, we pass to that browser executable, right? We're going to need to modify that, and we can modify that by method overriding, right? As you can see, all these flags here. Now, specifically for Microsoft Edge, which is based on Chrome, right? Very, very similar, and very, very fortunate that the command line arguments are the same. So what I've done was go into the node modules for Angular and pull this function and copy and paste exactly as it is here. Right? Now we see a bit of dependency injection right here, the builder pattern, and we want to specify current working directory, right? There's other prefixes for other platforms and operating systems. Right now we're just going to work with Windows, Linux, Ubuntu, I would suppose, right? Mac OS would be the other prefixes. Anyone could leave that in the suggestions. However, you want to provide that binary executable for the browser. Right, so with that, this is all that's needed to set this up. Right, now what we want to go ahead and do is we want to go ahead and deploy this and publish this to NPM so we can download it in our project. But before we do that, I kind of want to show you two things, right? So if you want to better understand what's going on, how Karma launches your browsers, right, you can go to this processing file, right? And here is the process launcher, right? This is basically what you're launching, right? So you're taking this, modifying it, mutating it, right, to launch the browser that you would need, right? Some properties you're going to put in, like the executable itself, but other things, right, as you can see here, right, get command, right, gets the browser executable, right, and then gets the options, right, and then it goes ahead and executes it, right? And then some important features that you may want to leverage is process exit. Basically, this is how you want to go ahead and kill the browser, right? You're not going to see too much of this in the custom launcher that we made because we're leveraging what Karma already has here. But if we actually start to walk through it, let us see if it was able to. It looks like, by analysis, it looks like it's able to hold on to the process to specify the specific browser, so you don't have something that goes ahead and kills all the browsers. In a previous package we're looking at, we had a function that went ahead and killed all the browsers and was called in here as was overriding it. It wasn't really pleasant to the process exit, right? And then usually in Angular Karma test, it really wants you to go ahead and kill the target browser. If not, it's going to try to send out a sig kill to go ahead and kill it. Code 9 or code 15 in Linux. Then I'm trying to find any interesting additional functions. Right. Right, very well. Then this start, right? It's kind of useful. But with that, I want to go ahead now and head over to our package.json. Right, so what we need to go ahead and do, we need to publish this to a registry. Right, we will publish it to npm. Also wanted to show another registry called for Dashio that you can use locally. Right, so you don't have to worry about managing things in npm. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and go ahead and install for Dashio. S. I spelled it right, and then I'm going to run it. Alright, so now if you go over to, right, you can see that we have some libraries here. I'm going to make this dark mode. Right, and now if you want to go ahead and add this, all we need to do, right, now is npm publish and provide the registry keyword. Right, and then it's marked as private because of this @ symbol, right? So what we want to go ahead and do is you want to indicate that this is public, right? When the code is for organization. Oh, it's still, okay, so there's a private field somewhere here. It's interesting. I figured out the problem. I was actually in the project, in the root. I was trying to publish that Angular project. Alright, that wasn't the goal. Alright, so we're going to run this again. It should go through. Okay. Alright, so version patch, right? You could update it. Good. And now it's there. So now published version is 0.0.3. Hopefully it's not tied into my npm. They should be registering them as different. Right? So now with that, it's deployed. So now what we want to go ahead and do is we want to head over to our Angular application. Right? And now we want to go ahead npm install s. Right? And then another thing we could do, instead of provide the registry keyword all the time, right, we could go ahead and provide a publish config. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. To find that, good. And now I need to go and grab the name of the package. Good. So now it should be installed, right? And I believe I installed it as a dependency. Really, for this, I want it to be a dev dependency, but that's okay. So now if I look at my package.json, I can see it here, right? But we're kind of not done yet. What we want to go ahead and do is update karma.conf, right? So practically, we want to replace. So here, was the setup for Chrome, right? We had a Chrome launcher, right, and we had the browsers as Chrome, right? The update was already done, right, to show the Chromium Edge launcher as well as browser's Edge. So now if I run npm for npx-ng test, right, and we wait a bit, right, we should see our test successfully show up in the Edge browser. Here we go. Alright, there's our Edge browser, and all of our tests passed. Alright, so thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and most importantly, reach out to us for any help, tips, and suggestions.